My lady, you should always trust what you feel, but first, we face a foe in the lands of orange. Wait, what rhymes with orange? Oh, Barley, nothing rhymes with orange. Hello everyone, my name is Gracian and welcome to episode 7 of this Let's Play of Oaken. Fantastic, fantastic roguelite. So beautiful and so fun. So we are about to head to a boss. Last episode we ended a tiny bit early so we could start with the boss on this one. So let's just take a look at our deck real quick. We have some fatigue points. So we have a couple on the lady, a couple here, a couple here, one here, one here. So we have a fair amount of fatigue, but it's spread pretty evenly across our minions, which is in some ways good because it means that none of them are super low health, but in other ways bad because, you know, anything that does 3 damage has now got a lot more targets it can kill. So we'll have to watch out for that. But let's head to the boss. The Bane of Amber Falls. Even long before the voice disappeared, stories about a terrible beast roaming the depths of the Amber Falls were passed between spirits. As it turns out, they were no fairy tales after all. Objective, defeat the enemy hero. Let no ally be hit by the exploding amber shell. There's dripping resin, so we have to watch out not to get trapped. Now, this is an interesting boss because I think what this one does, if I remember correctly, yes. So, what it's going to do is it's going to, after taking enough damage, it's going to turn into an amber shell, and then it's going to explode from that shell and do an amazing amount of damage to everything on the map. So what you have to do is the turn before it's going to blow up, you have to get everybody into amber and strand them in there, and then when he blows up, he will not harm them, but he will break them out of their amber. So you have to use the negative of getting trapped in amber to your advantage to protect yourself from this guy. It's very difficult to protect all of your allies because they all have to be next to resin at the same time on the same turns, and that's really tough to do. So she says, how strange. The lower we go, the more I feel like I have wisps in my tummy. My lady, you should always trust what you feel, but first, we face a foe in the lands of orange. Wait, what rhymes with orange? Oh, Barley, nothing rhymes with orange. All right, begin. So he's going to summon Falling Resin. We are a shooter, but we can't reach him. So I think I'm going to stay put. There's a chance he will kind of scoot. Like, he's a little bit smart, the bosses, and they will often try to avoid your shooter range. I think I may head... oh, this hand is terrible. Let's re-roll... I want to re-roll. I want to make sure I get something I can play on the first turn. There we go. Deals damage. Okay, weight gains regenerations. This one is probably where we want to go. So let's go to here. And I'm going to summon this guy facing this way. Kind of cleanse this and buff us here. And then we can buff that. There we go. Because our artifacts are giving us lots of cool powers when we put the cultivation under our units. We're getting temporary attack bonuses. So there's resin's going to fall there, but I want to go there and heal up that 1 point of fatigue. So now our max health is up to 15, which is great. This guy's going to attack for a lot of damage. This one also has fatigue. We could think about heading over that way. This one has fatigue. Oh boy, this is tough. I'm gonna push him. Okay. He's very strong. He's not vigilant though, so something we can do is go here. And then summon this guy behind. Get that free hit. Also boost him. So now he's a 9. There we go. So if we hit him for 6 more damage, which we can't do, we would lower him down to his first threshold where he would go into hiding. Okay, I had a feeling he would hit the lady. That's okay. I have to heal myself. Cannot move after attacking. You didn't attack, did you? I'm sorry, am I confused? What happens? What happened here? I don't... Okay. I don't remember this one attacking. What's going on? Oh no, I've got a bug. I can't do anything. I can't do anything at all. Alright, we are starting this one over because it got completely bugged out, and I couldn't do anything at all. It was very strange, but it looks like everything is exactly the same, so I'm going to just do exactly what I did before so that we're not sort of gaming the system at all. Let's head to here. We're going to do the exact same thing real quick. Buff that guy and turn. Okay. Go to here. There we go. Do this really quickly. This time he's facing a different direction, so he's actually going to survive. Let's hit him here. Okay, there. So he's going to turn into this thing, and then farewell, destroy all special hexes and deal 15 damage. Will explode in 3 turns. So we have a couple of turns to get everybody in to safety. So now he's going to start summoning these guys, unfortunately. So when they advance, they consume cultivated tiles and become stronger. That sucks. So we can do this to nerf them by 1, but they actually get stronger if I do that because they'll absorb it. So this is going to be exploded in 2 turns. So what we want to do is have either everybody be dead, or everybody be on a... special tile. Okay, that guy's... Okay, that was weird. We can shoot this guy. So we've got... Next turn is when everybody needs to be on a special tile, or we lose our secondary objective. So what do I want to do here? Let's just pass. Alright, here we go. So this is going to explode for 15 damage to all units. So this is where we need to get in the resin and trap ourselves. And then he explodes, and it'll pop us out. So there, we've not been hit by the exploding amber shell. Now, fortunately, that killed his allies as well. So now we just need to go back to dealing damage to him. So we got to get the lady to safety. Inflicts weakness on enemies in line of sight. Do like that. Should have faced him the other way. It's my bad. Oh no, he attacked that one. That's odd. So he's moved in a way that I can't shoot at him, unfortunately. It might be time to summon Baralai here. This would make him run, step on it to become entombed. So that's not what we want. I gotta get rid of these spells too. Push self. So if you go over to here, you can attack him without being hit back, which is great. Now we've got 4 damage. So we could go to here, fire on him, and then he'll entomb himself. Okay, it's end turn. So we've got these little guys spawning. So we can either pop this ourselves, but then we won't be in the resin. Or we can start headed towards the resin. Let's push this guy into the resin. Get him out of here. I need to go this way. I don't want to attack. I want to wait for this to pop on its own. bit tricky, isn't it? It's a bit tricky. So he's going to explode next turn. So let's get into the resin. And then we just end our turn like that. And then explodes, popping everybody back out. So we've got a couple of enemies that survived because they were inside the resin. So what do we want to do here? We want to... We can push this one away, which will just kill it. Which is pretty helpful. Go up here. Summon behind. Also buff him. So now we have enough damage to kill this guy this turn. There we go. Easy peasy. Except for that bug, but no big deal. We got a lot out of that. We found 3, but look at this. We doubled our victory bonus just by doing the secondary objective, which is a lot. So we're going to have a lot of resources. Now we've got 3 upgrades. We get another reward. Give self or other units strength 6. So it's a one-time big bonus of 6 damage. That could combo well with our little stomper guys. I'm tempted to take that. Deals more damage with attacks. So we could summon this guy behind an enemy and then put this on. It costs 6 mana total to do, but that would be, 10 damage in one hit. That's extremely powerful. I think we'll grab that. And then we get a trinket. You have +1, -1, and are vigilant. What are we right now? We have +1, +1, and we are a shooter. Okay. You have +0, +3 in our defender. You have +1, -1 in our elusive. We don't want that. So we would probably want something like... She actually does a fair amount of damage. I think this is it. Because we actually kind of want enemies... I don't want to be too low on health. Because I do want to get kind of close to things so I can push them around with my abilities. So let's actually grab the Alluring Sundew. So now we're at the Oak's Core, Chapter 4. So I think this is the final one, the final boss. Yep, so it's right there, actually. I guess we're going to be doing that this episode. Okay, so let's go to our deck and do a couple of upgrades here. So we can't upgrade our spell. We can upgrade this Crawler, 1 more health. And then we can upgrade this Crawler twice. Let's do that. There we go. Get some very powerful units. Okay. The first seed. You have reached the place most spirits have never even heard of. The Oak's Core. The seed from which it has once sprouted to begin this world. You can feel deep inside that the voice here should be deafeningly loud, but all that can be heard are the unnerving whispers. So we can start singing. Choose a unique wisp. Look nearby for ancient treasures, choose a trinket, condense the surrounding Lumi, receive 2 Lumi globes, or gather the airborne dust and receive 30 Lumi dust. I think we probably want a trinket. We're actually pretty good. We don't need wisps. We're actually pretty darn good on Lumi dust, so I'd say we take a trinket. Even though the spirits hardly ever come into this place, there are some signs of previous visits, one of them particularly useful. You regain health equal to the cost of spells you cast. Health regained by allies is increased by 1. Allies gain strength when an adjacent enemy dies. Not a huge fan of most of these. It might be Luminous Amber. That would let us... Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells in our deck. So this would let us take a fair amount of damage and then heal up 3, 1, 2, 2, 2. So it's like a... Oh, maybe that's not it. Health regained by allies is increased by 1. That's not really something we do. That'd be fantastic for one of the other characters, but we don't have that one. Allies gain strength 1 when adjacent enemies die. Have to be adjacent, though. But they usually are. I think it's that one. Alright, we've got a rest site. We can find a wisp, heal some fatigue, or spend Lumi Dust. Let's do that because we don't have anything. We don't have enough Lumi Dust to do anything. I'm glad I did this, though. I've never actually seen this menu before. Make a choice. Uh-oh, I can't... Uh-oh, I can't even do it. Okay, well, we don't have any fatigue, so I guess we just find a wisp. Strength, Defender. Let's grab a Defender wisp. We're not going to need it. Need experience for that. All right, so we're done. I mean, we have everything we're gonna get, all of our trinkets, and all of our our deck is done. So it's time to fight the final boss. The first songster. Shama, the first spirit, has been the voice of the oak from when it was built but a sprig. Sorry, when it was but a sprig. Even though eager to experience the world that he helped to create, he was never able to leave. And as that would mean the end of the voice. So this is the spirit that sort of weaves the magic through the oak tree that, you know, keeps everything running, and he's sort of like lost his way. That solitude bore a hole in his soul, which was slowly filled by the eclipse. So he is no longer singing the voice of the like magic through this tree, and so that's why so many creatures are voiceless, is because they've lost their magic, their being, their reason to be. And so we have to defeat this character and take his place, essentially. The voice leaves us no choice, to beat or not to beat. That is the question. Native spirits, you have no idea who you have brought to my doorsteps. Mr. Pathfinder, we finally found you. I have so many stories to share. Mr. Pathfinder, is something wrong? Lady, you have finally come, and then eldritch symbols. I am proud. So this is quite scary. Why don't you, eldritch symbols, sing for me? The voice leaves us no choice. To beat or not to beat? That is the question. Stop. Barley. Alright, so here's the final boss. It's quite interesting, isn't it? It's a little different than before. So he's got these two hands, the claws here. So we have to destroy these hands, and then that will actually make the boss vulnerable. See, this is not the end of the match here. So what do we want to do here? Probably keep that. Let's roll. That's pretty good. Let's this would deal damage to adjacent enemies when attacks. Okay. And awake gains regeneration. That's actually super useful. Let's go right here. And then I'm gonna move to here. There we go. Okay. So this, if I attack this one, I will deal damage to both parts. So let's go ahead and do we have any sort of buffs or anything? We can summon a 4-cost. Puts weakness on enemies in line of sight. We could do something like this. I'd only take 1 damage if I attack this one. There we go. Okay, that was a lot of damage. And then we can also attack with our shooting attack. Okay, it just shot that guy and killed him. Okay. Attacks the enemy with the lowest health and receives +1/+0 at the end of its turn. Spooky. Okay, so this is 4 more damage here. But if we do that, we can't move, so I better figure out if that's what I want. Pushes adjacent units away. It can't do that, though. I'm taking damage here. What's hitting me? Converts, create a void seed delay at the end of its turn. Oh, I'm standing on something. I gotta move. The void seed will appear here. Oh, shoot. Okay. So let's get, can't attack and move though, so let's go to here. Okay, that's working pretty well. So we killed the hand by pushing our unit into it. That's pretty funny. And then we'll make cultivation under this. It'll make him extremely powerful. And we've got a heal, but nothing needs it. I'm gonna give a unit. Yeah, let's give this guy +2/+2. He's gonna be quite the powerhouse for us here. Because now we've got the seed down here. So let's attack this. So I gotta move. can't heal. It's fatigue damage. Okay, okay, so there. Now we can attack him, like the boss himself. He's now vulnerable. He's gonna claw a bunch of this area. Collect it to become fatigue 6. Terrible, terrible. Void Seed will appear here. This occupant will be attacked for 5 damage. Attacks back for 5. Give this guy's strength. A lot of strength. Eight damage. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy freaking peasy. I just killed that boss so fast. Yes. So we can become the new voice, or whatever this is. I've done this before. I don't know what this is. So this is quite interesting. I don't know if it's something I haven't done correctly yet, or if there is... you know, if this is something that's coming later. So we're going to become the new voice. Got a very Dark Souls end to it, doesn't it? The voice resounds anew, for you were the one to take Shama's place. But how long until you share his fate? So now we're basically rekindling the fire. Of the tree. So we've unlocked new rewards. This is from leveling up during the course of the game. So now we can find new wisps, new trinkets, a new spell, and these new units here. These probably come with our new character we unlocked. And then again, here's another placeholder art, Echo of the Present. So we can start a new game, or we can turn to main menu. So before we end this episode, let's take a look at the new character. So we still only have the lady. And I think that they're coming soon with the new one. So we used Barley. I have used these ones before as well. This one's really fun. She's all about putting... see, when you put cultivation under enemies, they take damage at the end of my turn. So this is about, like, killing off low health enemies with, like, these thorns. And then you have, like, a lot of ways to, like, you see, you want to have a lot of green cultivated tiles around the map for your bonuses for you and penalties for enemies. And then this guy here was really strong. I killed the boss, I think, in one turn with this guy as well. He gives you a power that just makes an ally +1/+1. And then when allies regain health, they get strength. So it's about healing your allies and then making them big. Just big, huge allies that just go around just absolutely blasting things. It's really fun. And then obviously Barley, this was quite interesting, very interesting with these pushing mechanics. And then now we have, who are you? Custa, that's right. Inflict weakness 1 on enemies in your line of sight. So that's interesting. So the lady can now put weakness on up to 3 enemies. We've got Custa, a 4/4 for 5 with rush, interesting. Inflicts weakness 1 on nearby enemies and an additional weakness 1 on adjacent enemies. That's right, we saw this. So he kind of lands somewhere, pops up, and just scares everything around him. We have Dreadful Mask. Whenever enemies become weakened, they also become exposed, so they deal less damage and take more damage. We start with these trailer units here. Inflicts weakness on enemies in its line of sight, and they're elusive, so they can't be moved around. Again, these weaknesses will go really well with this artifact, obviously, for the exposure. So we're going to make enemies deal less damage, take more damage. So we basically, every turn, are constantly debuffing enemies to have less attack and essentially less health as well, because they take more damage. Very cool. And we come with a sap spell, inflict weakness and exposure on adjacent enemies, which would double the exposure, should be. So that's really interesting. So this spell should let us one-shot many enemies because they would take exposure, I assume 4, possibly only 3, but still, that's a ton. That's an extra 3 damage from the next attack. Very cool. For veteran, and the next time I could play on expert, so this would make the levels harder. Shrines may appear in battles. Additional modifiers can be unlocked. Interesting. So I should probably do this next time I play and see how far I can get. Maybe the end boss has an alternate ending if I'm on expert or something. So that's a really cool thing that I want to try out. So I want to thank everybody so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this series, please consider liking and subscribing if you're still here. I'd really, really appreciate that. Put out content every single day, all sorts of different stuff. I do Planetfall, I do tons of roguelites, I do an errant shooter or puzzle game here and there, but mostly I do sort of like tactical combat kind of games mostly. And if you want to see me play more of this game or any other game that I've played on this channel, or if you have a suggestion for a game that you'd like to see me play or explain or something, just go ahead and leave a comment below and I would be happy to take a look at that. So thank you again, everybody, so much for watching, and I will see you in my next series.